changing cars.
Afternoon, people. Today we're going to go and replace the shifter that's been bothering me for a while. It's been coming apart. I guess the plastic in whatever environment I'm in is affecting it, and they just made everything crumble. So we're going to fix everything with this shifter. I thought it looked pretty good, and we're going to use this one. They come in two types. There's a 5-speed one and a 6-speed one, so I figured this would look good. I'm going to replace it with another color later, but for now I needed something, so we're going to show you how to replace your shifter today in a Chevrolet Aveo car, okay? Or in some places in Asia it's called a Chevrolet Sail. Okay, so we're going to put it here, and it's going to look like that when it's done. Alright, so follow along with me, and then we're going to get this thing out. What you're going to need for this job, plastic tools like this, so that way you don't damage anything in the car, especially this area, so you don't make it look ugly. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to use these to get this thing out of here. They're quite durable. They're more durable than they look. It's almost comparable to mild steel, so we're going to get this thing out. Just pry this cover off. That's what you're going to need to do. Get you a closer look of this. Well, this isn't as universal as I thought. Gonna have to like make something that'll fit here. I'm gonna have to drill this out and somehow get a screw that goes into here so it'll hold this down to here, which is a pain in the butt. Okay, the only idea I've been able to come up with, I'm gonna put this this nut over here, like that, and then I'm gonna make a set screw for the right to hold this in place like this. And then I have the stainless bolt right here that I'm gonna weld to the nut like this, so I can mount the shifter ball on top. The trick is to get it low enough so it doesn't become so high over here in the shifter it looks ridiculous. So that's what I'm gonna do. So basically, yeah, it's gonna be lower than stock but not higher than stock when I'm done. So we're gonna weld it here with a stainless welder. Weld it here with a stainless welder. And instead of drilling that shifter ball, which was impossible to do, I gotta go and just mount this special adapter and drill a hole here in the side for a set screw. And I'm gonna mount it like this when it's done, and it's gonna look like that. Okay? And of course this nut here to adjust it comes with it, so I can adjust the ball in whatever direction it's gonna be. Okay? Yeah. Basically that's it. Since we're going to be welding stainless steel, it requires, or it's dissimilar metals. The base one is made of steel, and this is made of stainless. But I want to weld it with stainless. It's stronger and it's gonna, less corrosion resistance. So it requires a special welding rod, which is a stainless welding rod. This is 5/16 inch. This is the steel welding rod, see the difference? So we're going to use this one. Stainless steel welding has a tendency to pop when it's drying, and this hot stuff will land in your eye, so keep eye protection on so it doesn't mess you up, okay? Sometimes you can see it pop, like there, you see that? And that's what happens when the welding material cools off, so you have to be careful with that. The welding work, I'm not a pro, but it's good enough, it'll stay together. So right here, we're gonna tap a hole through here for a nut to hold it on the shifter, okay? And that's pretty much how you make an adapter for this particular car, which is unthreaded. The manufacturers need to be shot, my God. Unthreaded shifter knob or shifter shaft, what the hell? Okay. You're gonna need one of these sets to complete this job. It's a tap and die set, and this is the correct tap. And what these are called here are dies. You're not going to be using this in today's video, and we're going to be using a stainless nut. I'm going to make a hole in this adapter to go to the side, so the stainless nut could go in here to lock it to the shifter, so it won't come off. Okay, so it won't come off. Now, in order to get the correct size, what you call that, tap, you're going to need to find a nut that goes onto this bolt. So we did. We also have the stainless nut. As you can see, it goes on the bolt just fine, okay? And once you find the right size, you're gonna do this with a tap. And it should fit like halfway down. You're good because you're on the main threads. Okay, this is what we're gonna use to tap the main hole. So that way we can put this bolt into it, okay? Now first we have to go on a drill press and make a hole here to get this process started. Now you guys are not gonna have a drill press with the equipment that I do. Most of you, at least most of you are not. There are some of you that will, but since I do cars for a living, you know what I mean, I have to have all that equipment. So right now we're gonna put a hole in here and start the process, okay guys? I think that's ready. But it's the way it is. And I'm going to show you how to measure this thing out so you get the most accurate thing here. We're going to have to cut a piece of it off. Now if you're not prepared to do this, don't do it. It's a permanent injury to your car. So, but fortunately you can still order a new one of these, but you know, since it has no threads here to use for the ball, you're gonna have to cut it. It's best to what is it called, buy a new one first and hack that and then put it in here. But I'm just too lazy. I'm gonna cut the one in the car and just do it. So I do it quick, just for the video, okay? First you have to measure it out and get the correct distance. You're gonna want the overall length of this to be right about like that, with this part down here, okay? So we're gonna show you what I mean. If you go into here, it's got an overall length of about, okay, the depth is 0.273. Okay, large number is 2, small number is 7, and the multiplier is 3. So it's going to be, or actually, yeah, 3. So you put the decimal in front. 0.273. We're going to convert this to millimeters, okay? So you're going to have to get the whole length of this to be 273 after this is cut off. We're going to have to make the cut right about here, right where that marker is, okay? So direction of rotation is clockwise on this disc. We're going to shoot the sparks this way, and that'll keep it away from the interior pretty much. And you're going to need to bring down your engine should be running. You're going to be bringing down your parking brake, and you're going to hold your regular brake over here and have this thing not in gear, okay? Make sure you wear eye protection before doing this. Put your towels in a way like this so nothing catches on fire. And then you're gonna shoot this way. Okay, here we go. I know it's kind of scary, but when completed, this is all you should have left. No big deal, because we're gonna throw this thing on there and make it the right height anyway. You see how it looks? Okay, there. And then it's almost a perfect fit. We're gonna drill a pilot hole right here so that we can make an indentation, so that way we can, when we put the nut on, the pilot hole will, the nut will go into the pilot hole, so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so here we go. You're gonna need a drill like this, and not too big, and we're gonna make a pilot hole here, going into here. Okay, to make sure it doesn't move. You watch your fingers, because if you miss, you will put the drill bit in your hand, so you have to be careful. Emergency brake down, you hold the brake in your car. You make sure this car is running. I have the AC on because, you know, it gets a little bit hot in here without it. So we're gonna drill a pilot hole. I'm probably gonna have trouble doing this, but I'll do my best shot. And the center's right there, a little bit below it. If you guys don't know, this is made of hardened steel, so it's going to require a special drill bit to drill it. You cannot use high-speed steel to do it. It has to be cobalt or Inconel. That's the only drill bits that's going to work. But I'm not going to be drilling a pilot hole here. That's too big. It's just going to be big enough to hold the bolt in. Okay. Remember, high-speed steel is only used to make the indentation. And to finish this off, we're going to be using an Inconel bit. I have it. It's diamond tipped. It's used to drill stainless steel, and I'm going to use it for this. It's a special drill bit. I'll be right back. Bits that I have here, I don't know if you can see it from the camera, but they have like a little bit of a gold tone color. This one has it too, but it's so old you can barely see it. But these are made of Inconel, okay? And they're very hard compared to the hardness of the shaft, which is extremely hard. It has to be hard because they don't want it breaking when you're shifting. It's very dangerous. We're gonna make this hole a little bit deeper so that when I set the adapter in there, it won't come out. Okay, it's gonna be like this. We're gonna set the set screw, and then it won't come out, and that's correctly done. But I'm gonna have to cut off a big portion of this because this is too far out as well. Okay, so first things first, let's go drill that thing out. Now, doing a shifter like this on a normal car is not this extensive. It's just ridiculous on this one because they just did not design this car for this. I don't know why. So this car is quite hard to modify compared to your other regular cars. All right, again, hold your brake. Hold your brake and your clutch in at the same time because this is a manual. And then put your emergency brake down and pay attention you're not rolling into something in front of you, or better yet, you need to put chocks on the car. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's deep enough. You don't need any more than that. Just enough for the screw head to get in like this. Okay, we're good. As you can see, I got this thing trimmed now, so it's shorter. Okay, we're going to be putting this boot on. We're going to be replacing this boot later, and right now we're going to use it because that's all we have. We're going to put this boot on here, so it makes it look like it's stock. And in order to do that, so we're going to be using these clips, or these straps. They're going to be used to be strapping on the inside here to hold this thing together. Alright. Okay, it's in. I'm going to put the ball on. Put this ball as low as you can so it gives your shifter a low profile, which I have now. So, and this will be tightening. That's going to be the look of it right there. If we didn't cut so much off of this, it would have looked ridiculous. It was way up here, so it was a little bit too high. So it's good now. I'm happy with it. That's why you have to use a hardened bolt for over here, because you have to tighten this nut here very tight and it might break. So if you have this hardened and also the bottom bolt hardened, you're good. And that's why I'm using stainless steel components, because they're very strong. Alright, that's it. So now we're going to put this thing in like this first. Okay, and find the place that we have to wrap, which is going to be right there. Right there. Okay, since my straps are not long enough, I'm going to have to use two at the same time like this to strap around it. And once you got it there, you strap this thing. Oh, it might work, so I'll use it that way then. And there you go. This is only temporary because we are going to take this off later on. Okay, and there you have it. It's not perfect, but it is good enough for now. And of course you put the rest of these clips back in, and it should clip right in. You go in a circular motion, okay, like that, and then there's your shifter. Now we can add our ball to the top. And then you need to tighten this up. It's best to use a wrench instead of this because this is so thick, but it's okay. Once you got it where you want it, you turn this thing counterclockwise and she's good. That's it, folks. Let me get you a better shot of this, okay? To complete the shifter, it was not fun, as you know. Now we're going to roll through the gears to make sure that it's acting properly, okay? Depress your clutch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then reverse. It's good. Okay, so that concludes the end of our video, and thank you for watching. I really didn't know the length of the shaft to cut off. Now I know exactly the length, and I hope you guys use this information in your builds or your modifications to your car. Okay, so as you can see here, the length is exactly 2 1/8. 2 1/8 inches, or 5.5 centimeters. Okay, 5.5 centimeters or 2 1/8 inch.